跟他说一下我们要开始，然后我是 Peter， 他是 Nina， 然后郑老师我们等一下会一起做这个访谈。
So now we will begin our interview now, and this is Nina, and this is
Hello, Nina.
Hello.
Peter, and this is Kevin.
Hello, Peter.
Hello, Liam.
Hello, Kevin. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
我们很荣幸可以邀请到297的老板 Liam 来 DRT 做一下他们的介绍。那台湾有相当多的粉丝，然后也有关注这个品牌很久的人，他们可以透过这次的机会去认识。那等一下再麻烦 Liam 来介绍一下他们品牌的特色。
Sure. Well, firstly, thanks very much for inviting me to speak to you and your customers here in Taiwan. So the basics of 2971's genesis, or the birth of it, was when I began freediving 12 years ago, there were no freediving products around, or should I say there were, but you had to go and search for them like you were trying to find lost treasure. I think I can make freediving equipment because a lot of freediving equipment was like based on spearfishing, especially the fins. So the story behind 2971 and its meaning is, as freedivers, we're always in the water, but we're also training on land. 29% of the earth is land and 71% of the earth is water. And that's what 2971 stands for.
谢谢。那Liam 认为一个优秀的蛙鞋，能够针对自由潜水的蛙鞋，它要有什么特点？那这些特点是怎么样反映在297的蛙鞋上面？
This comes down to the very reason to why 2971 was like, what fins should I be using or buying or trying when I do freediving? And most fins, or a lot of fins, have got the DNA of spearfishing, which means most fins are very flexible at the tip and then very stiff, like steel here at this end here. For spearfishing, it's perfect. But for freediving, for our company, we think it's wrong because freediving is all about efficiency, and oxygen retention as you're ascending and descending. So the best way with regards to, in my opinion, for fins is to find a blade that integrates with your physiology. The blade and the body should be one. We think more about how are you kicking as opposed to how heavy you are, because you can be heavy but with weak legs or not strong legs. And so actually you shouldn't have a stiffer blade. You should actually have a softer blade to meet the requirements of your kicking technique and the strength of your legs.
是配重带的尾端，我们发现它是斜切的，然后在板子上面尾端有做这样的设计，是为了提高识别度吗？还是在机能上面有一些就是特别的原因？
The reason behind it, other than a clean looking design, is that some people's feet are flat. Some people, when they walk, their feet are a little bit like this. Some people, when they walk, their feet are a little bit like this. So depending on which way your feet is, if you have more power on the outside, then you would put the angle on the outside. So as you kick, there's more resistance here, so it straightens up the blade as you kick. And vice versa, if you have more power on the inside of your foot because your foot is like this, as you kick with the tip on the inside, your foot will straighten up. So the idea behind that is that it helps to keep the blade balanced through the water, so it's not doing this the whole time. I mean, it's small, but the efficiency is key, especially if you're coming from very deep. So the idea between that angle, other than a form, is to try keep your feet straight through the kicks.
所以它可以尖端是，它是可以这样子踢，也可以这样子踢。
Yeah, so you
它
can.
左右是可以交换的，就是根据你的那个内外强度不同去做。
So if the points of the blades are in the middle, then in theory, your feet are going to be strong on the inside. But if your feet are strong on the outside, then you change the blades around in your foot pockets, and then it'll balance it out. People have more power on the inside of their foot, so which is why we suggest that you begin with the high point of the blade on the inside, but to try it the other way to see which is better.
台湾有一个客人，他算是会拍 YouTube 的 Vlog 去记录自己生活的。他就来我们店里购买了一双297的蛙鞋，然后他也记录了他像Liam说的，他从他练习，他还是个新手，他到从练习到去考证照，到现在可以提着297的蛙鞋陪他下海，这件事也是我们非常乐于见到的。
Well, that's exactly what we hope. As an example, to back up the experience that you have, is the equipment still serves you well for the next 2 or 3 years. It's no problem. But because we have multiple different styles of different things, maybe you want to travel more. So we think about interchangeable. So you can take your blades out of one foot pocket and put it into another one. So you're not always having to buy loads of foot pockets for loads of blades.
好，那我想问一下，我们后面有长蛙嘛？那这边有一个就是 Mini X 的短的，那他们两个差在哪里？
还有就是这个 Mini X， 它是不是可以拿来水肺呢？
So the idea behind the Mini X was a small fin that will go inside your carry-on case. So you unscrew it, put it in your little bag, close your bag, and get onto a plane and fly to wherever you want. But at the same time, you must be able to do freediving and dive to 25, 30 meters, no problem. So you can enjoy yourself. And this is what we'll be able to achieve. Our depth specialist, Sasha Porter, who does all our deep testing in the Canary Islands, he is diving to 65 meters and beyond with the little fin. And this is really good. So with regards to scuba diving, it was never initially intended to work for scuba diving because scuba divers need specific booties. But we started to speak to scuba divers and saying, do you need a little fin, carbon fiber fin that has more power, efficient power compared to plastic? And a few respondents said, yes, this could be interesting. So we gave it to a few scuba divers to see what they thought. And the response was, oh my God, this is amazing. And we had 2 examples. Is in the Caribbean last year, we had a filming team who were filming tiger sharks, were scuba diving and had the Mini X. And they said, for us to be able to turn and accelerate away from big tiger sharks, made us feel like safe because we could accelerate quickly, but not use a lot of energy. And the response from moving was like the speed that they could move was instant. So they'd kick and they would move. So the Mini X is short, but powerful. And for scuba divers, it's really good because you are big and heavy in the water. And the little fin has got way more power than a plastic fin. And so for scuba divers, it is becoming apparent that they are excellent.
我们知道297有蛮多新产品要推出，那像是他们的有没有一些新的产品可以跟我们介绍？像是他们的蛙鞋，还有这个他们有听说他们要开发自己的脚套，大家都很期待，可不可以花一点时间来跟我们介绍一下这些新产品？
We have a very exciting new product which we are releasing. A new foot pocket, very different to all other foot pockets out there in the freediving world. Would you like to see it?
Yeah, of course.
All foot pockets, we understand, or we think, are heavy and ugly.
Yeah.
1. 2, we are going to release this foot pocket here. This
Wow.
is
Wow.
Like a pair of shoes.
it is a shoe. The idea behind it is that you'll have your shoe. It comes just like this, but you can interchange the blade. So here is the shoe, and here is the blade. And in it goes. And that's it. So that is one of the new products we are releasing. And the good thing about this is that it allows you to have one pair of foot pockets and then you can have many different styles of blades, or one set of blades. But more importantly is that these two foot pockets will be able to go on your monofin as well. So you can do bifins, and then, tomorrow I'm going to do monofin. So I can stick it onto my monofin, and that's it. And it will make it super light and super strong. Right. So we have 3 new fins coming out. So I've already spoken about the one this is the Mini Max.
加长版的 Mini X.
So it's the Mini X, but just a little bit more. So this is really designed for the traveling instructor. But if you need a little bit more power compared to the Mini X, but you still want something quite traveling, this fills that. So from here to here, it's only 40 centimeters. So it's very small. All right. But it has a lot of power, and we think it's like the perfect freediving blade for the traveling freediver, traveling freediving instructor. And so this is called the Mini Max. So it's like the Mini X, but just with a little bit more. Okay.
我们会非常期待这样产品，因为台湾人一直很倾向于寻找可以方便旅行的蛙鞋。那297这个品牌，我相信这个产品推出的是台湾人未来会非常喜欢的选择。
Yeah, one quick thing with the Mini Max is that compared to the Mini X, with the Mini Max you'll have a selection of 2 flexes. So you'll have soft and super soft. So some people might not want one flex. So this is what we are going to do with the Mini Max. The next one we're doing is it's called the C-Spec. And what we discovered at the end of 2021 was one of our ambassadors. He is a free diver, but he doesn't free dive for competition. He free dives to film large marine animals. So he dives with tiger sharks, great whites, blue sharks, big marine animals. And we noticed when he was diving that he was struggling to turn in the water quickly when filming. So difficult for him to get the shot and also to get out of any danger that he might get in. And long fins seem to have this problem. So we designed a fin for him, and he loves it. And all of his clients really loved it. And suddenly we realized that there is a lot of demand for a product where we just want to dive with big marine animals, and we want to be able to dive quickly down and come quickly up and turn and move quickly underwater. So we designed this product called the C-Spec. It's a little bit longer than the Mini Max, but it's not crazy long. So you can still put it in your bag. But it has all the power that you'd want from a fin, and it's also inexpensive. So it covers all of the things that we think that a traveling free diver who wants to dive with whales, sharks, big manta rays, but also doesn't want crazy long fins. And so we designed this called the C-Spec. Because we also have another blade called the B-Spec, which is basically our introduction blade. So when you come to freediving, we think that B-Spec is the best blade for you to begin with, because it'll take you from beginner to advanced. And the B stands for beginner specification. And then the C-Spec stands for close counter, which basically when you're close to marine life, you can turn and move quickly. So it stands for close counter specification. So the word is C-Spec. So, we've got lots of updates of all of our products, like our new nose clip and our new lanyard, and things, but they're just updates really. So they're not new. And so this is an update, but it is in essence a completely new product. So we have this blade called the Double X, which is like the X blade, which I think you have, but basically it's like a double is good. Technically amazing. It uses the best of everything available. And then on top of it all, we can make it look beautiful as well. It's not just normal carbon. So this is our Double X, and it comes in black, gold, silver, green, and possibly red. So is a company in the UK called Hypetex. And
Hypetex
英国字，
就英国的 Hypetex 啊。
英国的 haptics.
So we've been working with them for about 13 months, and they are designing and making carbon fibers, colored carbon fibers. But as a freediving company, we want super high-end performance. So they have been coloring this specific carbon fiber that we want to our specifications. So it sits in line with everything else that we do. And so we've been able to make very light blades. But the really good thing is that we've actually been able to put more carbon fiber inside the blades without increasing stiffness. So you get more reactivity, but it's not stiff. And so this is good for low lactic acid. And then on top of it, we can make it look beautiful as well. So the idea is this is a super elite performance blade for competition. But if you want the best freediving blades in the world, these double X's, I believe, will be there.
然后有一些粉丝问题。
So we have some questions from the fans, and we would like you to answer their questions.
因为
Sure,
大家
please
对
go
自由
ahead.
潜水在英国会比较陌生一点点。那想要他介绍去英国的话，有哪些推荐的潜点？
There are two places that are really beautiful to go to. There's an island called Lundy Island, which is off the Devon coast, which is the southwest of England. And there are lots of grey seals, and they're like happy dogs in the water. So they like to play with freedivers, so it's really fun to go diving there. And then the other fun place to go is to go diving further southwest, a place called Cornwall. And there's a few places around there, but what's really nice is a lot of kelp and seaweed, and it's like really fun to swim through the seaweed and the kelp. It's not super good visibility, but it's really fun. It's really good fun diving. We don't have a lot of depth in the UK, and the sea is very wild and very strong. So it's not good to go far out. As a destination to go free diving, it's more about diving with the environment and the sea life. And it's really nice. And the people in Cornwall are super fun to hang out with as well. So it's like a nice place to go and visit, but also to go free dive. If there's another place that I personally like to go diving is the Canary Islands. It's not in the UK, but there are many British people who go there, and like as a all-in-one, it's a very volcanic island. So it's like Hawaii, but also a bit like southern Taiwan, high mountains, deep sea, and super nice to go dive.
那 Liam 是不是有来过台湾？
No, I've never been to Taiwan, but my plan is to come in September to come visit to say hello. I'm excited to come to Taiwan. I've been wanting to come to Taiwan for a long time, and now I have a very good reason to come and say hello.
太棒了！
很多粉丝会觉得自由潜水对每个人一定都有不同的意义嘛。那有的人是放松，想要去接近海洋生物；那有的是为了训练、挑战自己。那想问 Liam， 他这么久潜水经验以来，他自己觉得它的意义在哪里？
Well, for me, freediving now is when I'm diving, it brings silence. It is amazing. As you descend deeper and deeper, the mind goes quiet, and it's silence, and it brings me a lot of joy. And this is why I love to go freediving. But the other really good thing about it is that after freediving, you spend time with people as well, which is really nice. So there's a beautiful community around it. So while I'm freediving, silence brings joy. But after freediving, you're with people, and it's super fun So for me, freediving is just a wonderful way of life.
现在访谈差不多要结束了，我们很谢谢 Liam， 然后也感谢他分享这么多。那他有没有什么话想要跟他台湾的粉丝说？然后最后也请他跟大家说一声再见。
Well, firstly, I want to say thank you very much for inviting me on. It's been really, really interesting to find out what the freediving community in Taiwan is most interested in, and specifically yourselves, iDiver and Simons, what they do. What I'd like to say to the people in Taiwan is that I am super excited to come to Taiwan to see the beautiful, diverse islands that I have seen in so many pictures and videos. And I am looking forward to finding out more about the Taiwanese people and the way they like to go freediving, because different communities freedive in different ways. And I'm always excited to find out what they do. And then on top of all of that, I love food, and I want to find out what Taiwanese food is like, because I'm sure it's delicious. So thank you very much for your time, and I really am looking forward to visiting Taiwan and speaking with Taiwanese people.
那最后也谢谢 Liam， 然后我们跟大家一起说一声再见，这样子。Liam， goodbye， thank you，
Bye bye， ciao。
拜拜。